Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's Foreign's the fiance.
And we are back. Is your phone on flight mode? I just put mine on flight mode now.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. We're back. Yeah, we're back. I'm drinking today. I wasn't going to. I was actually going to have tea today because I didn't want people to think I have a drinking problem. But then I went to work and I came back and I said,
that would have been so far from the truth, but okay.
I went to work, I came back and said, yeah, this is not it. So I think, did you bring it to the picnic? You know that rhubarb and ginger?
No, yeah, I did. I actually wanted to drink it. And then you...
So why didn't you take it? Oh, because you were like, you're being good.
Yeah, and then you'd taken it. I was just like, I might as well leave you to it. So...
Say that again?
Like, you'd taken it, so I was like, I might as well just leave you to it. Like...
Oh,
yeah.
No, if you wanted it, you could have said.
No, because it's better for me to not have it. So I was just like, when you took it, I was like, yeah.
because the whole wedding diet thing. I mean, I hear it. See, I'm taking one for the team.
Sure is.
So I'm going to open it on air so that you guys can hear what's that thing that they do on YouTube? ASMR?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do ASMR. Are you ready?
ASMR, that bitch.
I feel like that was underwhelming. Maybe it sounds better on the...
Well, you should have taken like a big slurp and then we really would have known that you ASMR.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I'm going to pour.
This is deja vu.
Do you think it sounds as good as our intro?
Literally, I was just about to say they're hearing our intro.
Okay, I'm going to clink myself. Okay. Oh, you can't even hear it because it's a plastic cup.
Well, guys, that was what we call an epic fail.
A fail of epic proportions.
Exactly. I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired. I literally could sleep right now. Like, I'm knackered.
Girl.
But we do it all for you, guys.
All for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's my girl.
So today we are doing the Jussie Smollett documentary. I've forgotten what it's called on Discovery, but it's on Discovery.
It's called A Faking It Special.
Yeah. You know, kind of like what women do when they have sex. But not me. I can no longer relate to that, but
yeah,
I know a lot of women fake it. Statistically, this is a fact. A lot of women fake it.
Yeah, so. It's true. Actually, statistically, it's definitely a fact.
So the documentary opens up in Chicago and it's the 29th of January. And recently, randomly, I met a couple from Chicago. It wasn't like a swingers thing or like me being like a third wheel in their relationship or anything. We just met in a lift. Nothing really happened. We weren't getting it cracking. I just heard an American accent and asked what part they were from. They said Chicago. I said I'd been there. I said it's windy. They said it's really windy. We get 4 months of summer. And that was really it. So, yeah.
Wow. Riveting conversation.
Riveting conversation. We didn't discuss swinging or anything. But it's the 29th, 2019, and the police get a call, and it's to a fancy apartment building. And we basically learn that the call is coming from Jussie Smollett's apartment. And Jussie Smollett, for those of you who do not know, because you probably, unless you live on a rock, you know who he is based off of this whole thing.
I was going to say, maybe beforehand, not, like, unless you were black, maybe, or, like, in the culture. But, like, after this, it's like, wow, so this is why you're mainstream.
Yeah. So he's an actor on the show called Empire. Yes, Empire was that black TV show that was good for one season, and then for some reason people kept watching it, and it was really weird that it kept getting renewed, but like nobody knew who was watching it, but somehow somebody was watching it. And then finally we were kind of like freed of all of our like stress in 2021. Like that's that show basically.
Very accurate description.
Literally, it kind of akin to Power, but Power was good for longer than.
Yeah, Power was good for longer, and the theme tune banged.
Yeah, but still, like, it's like this Power, right? Nobody knows who still watches. Like, I don't know anybody that watches.
Oh, I know.
I don't want to know them, so don't tell me. If there are people who I know that you know, don't tell me, because I don't want to start not rating people in my life. Okay. But I just want to say personally, as in, and this is not to say that if you know me and you watch Power, it's time for you to confess. Personally, I don't know anyone who still watches Power, but for some reason, there's always like Power Book 2, Power Book 4, Power Book 6, Power Book Ghost Story.
And there's so many. It's like its own little universe, cinematic universe.
Yeah, it's like it's multiverse. It's like
It is.
flipping
It
multiverse
is.
ghost madness. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I stopped watching Power when is it Raina, the daughter?
When Tariq killed his sister.
He didn't kill her, but he led to her death.
Yeah, he killed her.
Okay, so I stopped watching around then.
Yeah, same actually. I think it was around then.
Yeah, it was going from the sublime to the ridiculous. Like Tariq, I really wanted to beat him up, so there's just no point in like watching the show. And then it was like Ghost's babe died as well. So I was like, what is the like, what's left? Like, so yeah, I stopped watching it.
That's why they had to go backwards in time, forwards in time. That's why they have the multiverse.
Back and forth. So yeah, basically they say he's one of the first openly gay black actors on primetime TV. I didn't know that was accurate, but
yeah, because he was like, because then even people were like, oh, he's like one of the most famous gay black men, and I was like, who are? Because when I think gay black men, I think like Billy Porter.
I was just about to say Billy Porter would like to enter the chat.
I think RuPaul. Who else would I think of?
Miss J.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't think of I mean, I guess maybe I would think of Jussie, like, because of this happening, but other than that, he wouldn't be maybe Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Or was Frank Ocean bi? I don't know.
I think he's bi. Whenever I think of like gay men, I just think of Michael from The Office saying to Oscar, maybe one day we can get together and you can tell me how you do that to another man.
No, Michael, is that the episode where he kissed him?
Yeah.
It's like, it's actually crazy. Like that episode.
No, but like The Office is just so good. Sometimes it's good to just watch a show that doesn't have any political correctness. Like, it's actually funny.
Yeah, it's true.
Not to say that
because that's how people are in real life. Like, it's so representative of like the public.
It's such a satirical like view of like how a lot of people are and how they reason. Not to say
especially in a workplace.
Yeah, not to say I endorse Michael's behavior, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, Jussie Smollett claims that he's walking home and he's attacked by two masked men.
Around 2 a.m. that morning, while walking home from a sandwich store, Smollett claimed he'd been attacked by two masked men, yelling racial and homophobic abuse. As one punched and doused him with bleach, another left a sickening symbol of America's racist history.
So basically, we see like body cam footage whilst all of this is going on. The police come into the apartment and he's still wearing the noose that apparently they tried to lynch him with. And we meet one of our talking heads, Kerry Danes. And can I just say, like, personally, and people might think I'm stupid, I'm still really undecided about whether he lied or he didn't lie. I don't really know how I feel about this whole case, right? But what I do know is I didn't like the fact that all the talking heads dissecting him were white people. It didn't sit right with me.
And also, I didn't like that they were British.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so weird. I was like, so who, like, obviously it was a very global case, so anyone can have their opinions and discuss it. I understand that. But it was so strange to me that, like, this is the first documentary that I've seen on this case, which is why we were like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it's like British, basically the talking heads, I don't know if you get into it, but there's three of them. Like Foren said, they're all white. One of them is Dawn Archer. She's a professor of linguistics. She's like an older white woman. And then there's Kerry Danes that Foren's is talking about, who's a forensic psychologist. And there's this other guy called like Cliff Lansley or whatever, and he's like a body language expert. So it's kind of like the whole premise of the documentary is set up to be like, oh, he's lying and this is why he's lying.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so much that, like, I mean, I think he's 100% lying, yeah, but I do think that like the documentary would have been better if it was a case of like, these are the facts, this is the story, make your own decision.
Yeah,
kind of
it was
thing.
more like, let's tell you about this guy like that lied.
He's lying, look, he's lying, look, he lied, and this is why he lied. And because they already have that that view, that opinion, it's like everything that they claim to know because of all their different training or whatever is skewed to, oh, he's lying because look at this, or he said this word, or he did. Do you get what I mean?
And even being a body language expert as well, like, I feel like the way black people express themselves is very different to the way, like, because a lot of the stuff they were talking were about him gesticulating, but
100%. And
like,
you know what, not even just black people,
like ethnic people
with their hands, ethnic people, exactly. And another thing about that, I'm so glad you said that, is because like you're British and these are Americans, and like they are like notoriously
animated.
Yeah, exactly, more animated than the Brits who'd like to be all like, oh, we're so like demure or whatever,
Stiff,
so they get to fucking Benidorm. Yeah, literally. So it's like, how can you take your view of how somebody's supposed to act and then now apply it to this person because he's not acting that way. You're saying he's guilty. For the record, I believe that he lied, but I don't like the way that they went about trying to prove that he lied.
Like I didn't like the vim they were coming with either. It was very
it was so
angry.
Even Cliff at one point, I think I read, he did Black Power. He was trying to say like Black Power, and he did one fist. Do you remember how many times I had to go back and be like, am I seeing things or what? Like, it was just weird. And even just that Kerry woman, I don't know, she just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, she rubs me so Kerry looks
it's like she was so happy that he was like, she thought he was lying, like, oh
yeah. So Kerry looks like Carol Voldemort. I almost said Voldemort. Carol Voldemort. Like,
does she?
Yeah, she does. But like a cross between her and there's this woman from Married at First Sight Australia. But if you don't watch it, you won't know.
What's her name?
I can't remember her name, but she was ginger, and then she married this guy that was like Aborigine.
I'm gonna find a picture of the two of them and Kerry, and I'm gonna do a swipe so Kerry's in the middle.
Yeah.
And so you can swipe back and forth to see
who we're talking about. Yeah. She looks like a cross between that. By the way, like Carol Voldemort, like I'm just gonna call her Carol Voldemort.
Carol Voldemort, we get it. We know who you mean.
Yeah, she ruined my childhood. I remember.
Why? Is she the countdown person?
Yeah. But she had workbooks, and my mum always used to flipping by us those stupid workbooks, and that bitch would be sitting there with her extra tight dress looking at you on the front page, and my mum would be making me do workbook with slipper in hand. Okay,
stop it.
Like, no, seriously, I feel like I'm the only one that did the Carol Vorderman workbooks. Nobody else
I didn't even know that
them.
was the thing. We also had to do workbooks, but it was the verbal non-verbal one. It was like a green cover and a red cover and a yellow one.
Is it the one that had those cartoon characters that thought they were so cool with like sunglasses and shit?
No, there were no cartoon characters. It was like verbal and non-verbal.
But
reasoning.
those GCSE books I'm talking about, they had like
CGI. The CGI
yeah, they
ones.
had the cartoon characters with sunglasses.
That was like Key Stage 3. Yeah, that was like, but that was the actual like not government mandated, but like, you know, like from the examples and stuff. Like Key Stage 3. I know it had the guy that had like a hat and they were supposed to be like cool, like that was so fucking weird, man.
No, that was a really dark time. No, I'm just googling now because a Vorderman, not even Voldemort.
What, Carol Vorderman?
I fucking hate that bitch.
Carol Vorderman.
Sorry, like she's not a bitch, but like she did ruin my childhood. Like,
it's not her fault. It's your mom's fault. It's your mom that bought the book.
Yeah, my mom ruined my childhood.
There you go. Let's place the blame where it lands.
I'm literally googling now because I'm sure that
what, the workbook?
Yeah, I'm sure these books existed.
Send me a picture of the workbook. I'll put a picture of the workbook
she did
on Instagram.
We will put them on it. She had workbooks and she'd just be there smiling because she.
Are you sure? Smile. I've never heard of these.
Hold on, my mum is right here. I'm gonna ask her.
Audio description. Auntie's airing her right now. She's been tapping her for like 2 minutes.
Just answer for the podcast. Do you remember the Carol Vorderman workbooks used to get us to do when we were studying? Yeah, okay. So I'm not going crazy. These books.
It's not Carol Vorderman though.
It is Carol Vorderman.
It wasn't. It was Let's and
No, there's Carol Vorderman. Don't you remember you used to get Carol Vorderman? These ones, like all this science made easy, maths made easy. Look. It's Carol Vorderman.
I don't remember getting those ones.
Okay. So when you make your child suffer so much, you forget which mode of suffering you used.
Which form of torture you used.
Okay. But she says it's weird that he still has the noose on him, that it's such a repulsive thing, especially as a black man, he should have gotten rid of it. And it's like, I hear what she's saying, but like, I also hear his explanation, which was he wanted them to see exactly how it was.
Okay, I agree that like, why the fuck did you keep it on? That's so fucking weird. Yeah. But I feel like she's trying to come across more genuine than she's being. Like, she's trying to say like, oh, like, you know, why would you keep it on like as a black man? You don't give a fuck about as a black man, like whatever. That just buttresses your point, and it just feeds your narrative of like, oh, he's lying. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if she'd been like, oh, you know, it was kind of weird to keep it on, like, that's just strange, or why didn't you just take a picture? Agree, 100%. But like, as a black man, you know, of all the people, we know what your history is like, you fucking niggers, they used to lynch you. Why would you keep it on? Like, that was the energy it was giving. It was just so weird. I was just like,
the energy they had is that, oh, you thought you got another one of us being racist, but it's
Exactly,
actually
exactly,
the nigger lying.
exactly.
That was
End
the energy
of
of this.
podcast.
Like, that was the energy. I think I finally surmised the
Yeah.
energy of that, and the reason I didn't like any of them.
It was given the energy of like Republicans being so happy that, oh, you tried to blame it on MAGA country and like actually you were lying, as if to say, oh, so like when other people are accused of being racist or whatever, they could be lying. Look at Jussie, like this could be lying, like you know this may not be true, blah blah blah. Like
because
it was
in
almost
the
like
end, they do say that, oh, he's ruined it for like other gay and black people and it's just like, no, he hasn't fucking ruined it, because like
no, he hasn't.
it's
When
just
people
like when
lie,
guys
when white women lie about people in the park chasing them or whatever, yeah, and they waste police time, then no one's like, oh, he's ruined it for the next white woman who actually is being attacked.
Literally.
No one ever says that.
It's just
no
like
one
when-
ever says that.
It's just like when people bang on about women who lie about being raped here. Yeah, it's abhorrent, but like the amount of women being raped, like they haven't ruined it for women who have actually been raped, because like fucking that's
It's
still
a very
fucking
small
issue.
percentage
Right.
of people who are lying, and a very high percentage of people who are actually being raped. Like, I don't know. You said that perfectly. Like the energy is the energy with which they were saying these things was just so off to me.
Yeah, it's terrible. So the guy, I didn't even write their names because they're pissing me off so much, but the linguistics babe, the linguistics guy.
Oh, Cliff. It was. Hold on, I wrote it down. Cliff Lansley.
Cliff looks like the kind of guy whose wife cuckolds him. That's really the best way I can.
What does that mean? He's the one that watches.
Yeah, but not watches like
Yeah.
it's something he wanted to. He looks like the kind of guy that
Like she.
he walks in, his wife is like fucking another guy, and then he's just like, yeah, another day, goes downstairs, makes himself dinner, waits for the guy to finish, and goes to bed. That look like, if I could describe what his home life probably is, that's the best way I can describe
That's
him.
the vibe.
Like very wet.
That was very detailed.
Yeah. Because I know the type.
I'm familiar.
I'm very well versed. So basically, he says that Jussie doesn't sound angry or emotional enough, and the words he's using doesn't seem to reflect somebody who's upset. So basically, the context, we learned more about the context of this attack, and it's basically at a time when America is very kind of politically divided. It's Trump's USA. And it was really significant because Smollett was saying that like they used MAGA country, like they shouted that when they attacked him.
And they had the red hats and stuff.
Yeah, so again, if you've been living under a rock, MAGA is Make America Great Again. That was Trump's slogan, and it really ignited kind of like the redneck KKK history, like, and those kind of what's the word I'm looking for? What do you call groups that are disenfranchised groups, basically, who had kind of been societally not acceptable or socially unacceptable. What was that? What kind of English was that? Socially unacceptable, and like this was like their moment, basically. So it was a really political thing that he kind of ignited.
It was like polarizing.
Yeah, and a lot of celebrities and everything came out, spoke in his favor. Like Twitter went crazy. And it was really used as a platform to criticize Trump's administration. I mean,
this is why you should just mind your business, man. I hate that celebrities, like, it's like people expect them to have to speak out on like all these kind of issues. Like, I just want to sing my song or act in my movie. Like, I don't actually want to have an opinion on everything.
Yeah, guys, like if this podcast blows, I'm not gonna, don't call and say, oh, but like it's so funny how quiet. Like, yeah, I'm fucking quiet. I ain't got shit to say.
I don't have an opinion.
I have not got one singular opinion. Like, this is literally why I deactivated Twitter, because like I don't have an opinion. Like, leave me alone. Like, I just want to laugh.
I have nothing to say.
I have nothing to say. Like, literally.
I just want to shake my ass with my homegirls.
Literally, I just want to spend my husband's money and, like, you know, do some other stuff that is not for this podcast to say. Like, that's all I want. Live in the life la vida, literally. So basically, we see footage of Jussie in an interview, and basically he's just saying that he lies. So in the body cam footage we see the police go into his apartment. They're very willing to talk to him. They come across as cooperative. This is so random, but I was on TikTok and there's this like fucking coon, right? So he's this guy, and like he teaches people how to interact with the police, which is weird because like, why do you keep getting? Have you seen him? Why do you keep getting stopped?
Is he like kind of big and he's like,
yeah? And then he's like, oh, my card is here, my this is there. But first of all, why are you stopped like 4 times a month? Like, let's address that first
It's
of
actually
all.
crazy. Why do you have so much
Like,
content?
why do you have so much content? Like, why
Because he
you stopped?
records like while it's happening. It's like his phone is on and he's recording, so it's not as if like, you know, it's like we see it happening. Like he gets stopped. Yeah.
And then there's one where the police officer was like, "Oh, I know you. You're the guy from TikTok." Like, and like
Yeah, I saw
literally
that
all
one.
the hashtags are like "All Lives Matter," and then it's very condescending. It's like politeness like he wrote something about like politeness gets you a long way, communicating with the police officers, and it's like, are you fucking stupid?
This is literally just like basically saying that everybody who's been killed by the police,
They could have avoided
it's like
it.
victim
Yeah,
blaming.
yeah.
It's like, oh, you weren't polite enough, or you didn't. Why should I have to be? I don't believe in like disrespecting people, especially when they're doing their job. But like part of your job is to deal with the public, yeah, and the risk that comes with. So if I'm annoyed or I'm irate or maybe I'm like not giving you a happy smile in that because you stopped me and I'm on my way to do something, like that's not reason for me to die though.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I get being like, listen, like this is kind of what you want to do. Like these are the ways to kind of try and stay alive. But the onus is not on us to not be killed. The onus is on you to not kill.
Yeah. So the police were being very cooperative for once, and they were in his flat. They were asking him questions and stuff like that. Eventually, he says,
Yeah, they were doing their job.
They were doing their job. So basically, Smollett in this interview says that the police didn't want to come into the apartment, and basically, like this talking head Cliff and analyzes his body language and claims that like there's this hand gesture he does and says that like he's lying based off the gesture, and then he closes his eyes,
and then he's like, oh, it's like a shrug, and a shrug means this, and I was
and
like,
he
bro,
feels
like
no
what are you even talking
connection to
about?
the statement. And you know, if I knew nothing about the case based off of what these lot have said, I would have believed Jussie, because it's bullshit what they're saying, right? So
and it's so obvious that they're trying to lead us into, I mean, I guess it's called a faking it special. Yeah. They're trying to lead us into one narrative, like give me the facts and let me come to a decision.
Yeah. So because Jussie was a celebrity, police were under a lot of pressure. And, like, this woman says something really like annoying to me. She's like, oh, like despite the rise of shootings in the city, 26 officers were assigned to the case. Like, fuck off. Like, don't act like, oh, you care about like black boys being killed in Chicago. Like, I'm sure you didn't give a fuck. I'm sure that if you lived in America, you would have voted to keep the guns. Like, you
actually didn't care.
You don't care. You just want to.
You're using this to buttress your point. Like, you're using this to make your case stronger.
Yep.
And to rile people up. Like, oh my god, the police could have been doing this. Would they have been doing that though? No, they wouldn't.
Mate.
Because why would there 26 of them to do this case?
Mate.
In the first fucking place.
They need like 20 of them just to buy donuts. So there's that. They literally are going to ban me from America, you know. So what was really weird about the Smollett case was Jussie had received a threatening letter. Like, it was one of those old school threats that was written and cut out, like fucking.
Like, cut
do you know what? I've always wanted to receive.
Do you think that he did the letter?
Huh?
Do you think that he did the letter?
I don't know, because I know that a lot of people get those kind of letters. So it's possible that he did it. I think that he did it though. But I've always wanted to receive one of those letters. I feel like it's like, wow, I really made it. Like,
you've always wanted to see it. But I don't know, I feel like now it would be more like an email. Like, is that not a bit weird to do the because who's even buying magazines to?
No, but like, I want to receive one of those letters.
Okay, I'll do one for you.
Thank you.
Whoops, shouldn't have told you.
Now
oh my god, maybe we'll do it as like a birthday one.
You know those horror movies, like those horror movie parodies where the girl's running and like she falls down and all that shit.
And then she falls and she's like, oh no.
That's how I'm gonna be when I get that.
Your man can do one for anniversaries and he can chase you.
Literally, that's how I'm gonna be when I get that letter. I'm like, oh my god, like who could have sent this? I have a stalker. No.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Wow! Help! So basically, Jussie is linking the two, and the officer's like, this shit makes no sense, because how did the masked men know that you'd be there at 2 a.m? Were they just waiting for you in the dead of winter? Like,
it's not even like you go to Subway every night at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so they could say that they were watching his pattern. So it was also dodgy. So they're starting to doubt his case because he refused to give his phone for analysis. And like, it just so happened that like Chicago being one of the most kind of
surveilled cities.
Yeah, surveilled cities, that's what I'm looking for. This particular area where the attack took place, the camera was facing the other way. So there was no CCTV footage of the attack. There was only
it would have been so amazing if there was though.
Yeah. Literally,
it was so funny.
There was only footage of him walking to Subway, and then the guys the hooded figures who they believed were the attackers walking towards the attack destination. And it's just like, Jussie, like, you were bringing in, I'm sure, a little bit of cash. Why were you going to Subway? Subway is the deadest of all, like...
I don't understand why people eat that shit. Like, if I want a sandwich, I actually make it at home. Because
actually,
Subway...
No, but, like, I will do a meatball marinara. But, like, other than that, like... and it's,
at 2 a.m.?
And it's not like, oh, like, I'm going to Subway for a meatball. Like, it's more like, if there's nothing else to eat, then I will get that. But, like, Subway is
I feel like Subway is like, if... I don't know. I don't think you wouldn't leave your house
to get Subway. Literally,
at 2
Subway
a.m.
would be the last resort. And the thing is that, like, the lettuce and the leaves, it looks so fucking, like, dead. It looks like it's been there for ages, and it's not fresh. So I don't know who at your big age with your bank balance, you left your house for Subway.
2
And this is
a.m.
Chicago. There were all sorts of restaurants open and about.
Don't they have Uber Eats in America? They do, surely.
See, this story is not adding up. This is the problem.
Or Deliveroo.
They do.
Because what I'm saying is, it's not adding up, because it's like you had to... This wouldn't have worked if you were in the house. You had to leave your house.
Yeah. And you had to leave your house
And maybe Subway
at
was the only
night
thing open.
so that nobody would be about to see this happening. Yeah, it's crazy. But this is
fucking did
America,
that
and this
shit,
is
man.
Chicago. Even if you leave your house at 2 a.m., Subway is not the only thing open. So, yeah.
It's, you know, yeah. Do you know what? Yeah.
That should have been the first red flag.
100%.
So, 2 weeks later, reports started coming out that the police thought he was lying. So it started filtering to... And I always wonder, when these things filter to the press, like, who is the first person to go and snitch? Like, who was the person that, like, let it out and then it got to the press and all of that? Because
yeah, they have connections. Remember that Murdoch documentary that we did? Like, they're all connected. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Like, someone's got someone who's got someone, and they all just talk.
randomly in my office, there's a building named after him. And I didn't know
Murdoch?
Yeah, I didn't know he was in bed with my employers.
Everyone, man. That guy is in bed with everybody.
So this guy is once again analysing Jussie's body language as Jussie's talking and narrating like the events of that day, because obviously he's gone on a campaign to talk about like what happened.
I don't know why he even did that.
Yeah. And basically he says that like he's not buying what he says, there's this lip curl and this and that. And it's just bullshit. I probably wouldn't be mentioning a lot about what these people say again, because like it's just analysing little shit like that. For me, what the fuck are you talking about? So Kerry is saying that because he's an actor, he can draw on his own previous experiences. So like, okay, yeah, he's talking about being a black guy and being gay and the difficulties and all of that, but he understands those things because he's experienced that, and he's drawing on that to perform. It's not that what he's saying is something that actually happened
and to cover up for the things that aren't actually true.
Right. So the police managed to track down the two men that the CCTV footage had caught, because they were seen getting an Uber in the area on that day. So I'm guessing like
How are you going to take Uber to commit a crime?
Bro.
Is everything okay? And the thing is, Jussie was like, oh yeah, they were white, like MAGA country kind of vibes, yeah. But then the only people in this area at 2 a.m. when you went for a walk with these two black guys.
And they got Uber. It's so dumb. Like, it's the dumbest thing ever. Like, basic knowledge, like, flipping get a car, cover the flipping a license plate. Why would you get an Uber? And then you start putting on the balaclava, like, in the Uber. It's like, no, this is not suspicious at fucking all.
It's sick, but the Uber had a camera in it. I didn't realise that they...
Yeah, they do. They usually do.
Yeah.
Even ours have cameras in them.
It makes sense, to be honest. Like, I hear it.
Yeah. So,
but then I think sometimes that's why people don't think that this is true, because it's like, could you be so stupid? Like, it's so dumb that clearly you must be telling the truth, because like if you're lying, they're like, how dumb are you?
Yeah.
I think sometimes that's what people think, but then I think he's actually just that dumb. Like, I don't think that he's ever planned a crime in his life.
Honestly,
never have they.
You should have taken tips from Lucius Lyon.
100%. That's your daddy.
Do you remember that random episode of Empire that had Chris Rock in it?
Chris Rock?
Wasn't it Chris Rock? And he was meant to be like a gangster.
I have minimal memories of Empire.
That was a weird time.
The whole thing felt like a fever dream.
Yeah, and like we all used to religiously watch it, like every week it came out, and like live tweet it like Love Island. What a scary and like crazy time.
Very crazy times.
Anyways, the police so the police tracked these two men down, and their names were Abel and Ola Osindaro, 25 and 27 respectively, and of course they are Nigerian. So yeah, it's just big sign, man. I don't know why we do this to ourselves. So
I just think like your mum must be so embarrassed.
like literally, she
And Osindara, like that's not a bait Nigerian name. Like the Osindaras, there's not that many of you.
yeah. So everyone knows.
Like
who
if I
you
know
are.
an Osidara, I'm like, oh, Abel, is that your
Yeah.
brother? Is that your cousin?
Literally, this is like those little TikToks you see of like when the Nigerian aunties link up and they're shading each other. Like the amount of shade this mum would get.
Fam. You're not
How are
recovering.
your sons? Are they still in prison after they committed the crime? Like,
I heard they were arrested.
mate. So it turns out these
Right
two.
off the plane, they got arrested, bro.
So it turns out these two are friends of Jussie, and it's just so stupid that you asked your mates that you chill with in like the VIP section to do this.
You have social media images with them.
Bro, make it make sense.
That's what I'm saying. It's so dumb.
It is dumb. So the brothers basically, once the attack had happened, they flew to Nigeria, and then they later came back. And it's like, if you'd flown to Nigeria, why did you stay there? Like, you flew.
But I think they were planning to go there, like just for vibes or whatever, and then they came back.
I guess.
Like because
For
it was just a
dirty
trip.
December, maybe a quick dirty December. Oh no,
Yeah.
but this was in January. But
This
it's,
was January, so they'd been dirty December.
yeah, so I guess it's the remnants of dirty December. The taggers on that wouldn't leave. So the police went to the brothers' apartment, and when they got there, they searched it and found rope and bleach. And it's just like, this is just like dumb and dumber. Like, are you actually fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding? Like the least you could, the absolute flipping least you could do is clear up after yourself. Like, it's such a small ask after you've committed a crime. Like, don't keep the like evidence.
But this is what I mean. They're also fucking dumb. It's as if it's like he was writing like a GCSE drama show, and he was like, okay, this is the plot, this is what's gonna happen, and it's like they didn't realize it's actually real life. Like it's so easy to disprove the story. Like you lied, like you lied and you lied badly. I think that is even like the most terrible part of this whole thing. Is like did you even try to get away with this? You then thought that you acting and doing like, I'm not suicidal was gonna solve everything.
So basically, the brothers are questioned, and they say that Jussie concocted this attack.
They said he'd texted them 4 days earlier asking for their help. He then instructed them to rough him up outside his apartment. And to make it look like a hate crime, he'd given them $100 to buy the materials.
Ciao. Like, it gets to the point that if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, guys, come on. It was like just a drama piece. It was a like artistic display about
or what's it, method acting, like I'm interested in this role to play for blah blah blah, like I get beaten up in the thing, I just want to be beaten up, so like just beat me up kind of thing.
Literally. So we see footage of the brothers. These brothers are dumb as fuck. Like I said, these boys are dumb as fuck. Like they're buying ski masks and red hats, and like there's footage of them doing this. So
This
it's like,
is
okay,
the
obviously you did
clearest
it.
CCTV, like I'm talking 4K. This is the clearest CCTV footage I have ever seen in any documentary I have ever watched in life ever. The clearest one, the only one clearer than this was the Chris Watts body cam footage. But that was body cam footage from like a shop or CCTV, that kind of thing. This is the clearest I have. It's clear as day, as in I could draw them from how clear this CCTV
I wish
was.
God would send me signs that were this clear. Like imagine if the signs God sent you were this clear. We wouldn't be walking around like headless chickens. Like,
Bruh.
honestly, this is the kind of crime that UK police officers would love, though. It's just all laid out for you. I said this is the kind of crime UK police officers would love. Like, it's just all laid out for you. Like, there's
Even
minimal
then,
work to do. It's just breadcrumbs every day.
Maybe that's why they brought the Brits to come
Literally.
and narrate this one.
So the brothers basically say that Jussie did this to get more money from Empire, create buzz around him, and he thought it would be a blameless crime. I don't know how this would have gotten him more money from Empire, but okay. And Empire was on the decline at that point anyway, so there was no money to be had.
So like instead of you trying to fight your way out.
Honestly. So basically, him thinking this would ignore the effect it had on black people. So the police charge him with disorderly conduct. That is Jussie. They don't charge the brothers. I don't know why. Maybe they felt they were too dumb to be charged. It would make a lot of sense. And 1 month later, Jussie's lawyers get a deal where he pays $10,000, does a bit of community service, but maintains his innocence. So he's not really charged with anything. They drop the charges in exchange for this deal. And like Jussie kind of uses it to say that he's innocent. So
That's why he fucked
almost
up
like
at.
an Alfred plea, but he can be charged again. And rather than Jussie accepting that, like, yeah, like he got a good deal, he's kind of saying like, oh, look at me, I'm innocent. So
Instead of him to lay low and be like, all right, cool, like, ooh, this didn't work out, but at least I'm not in jail.
yeah, literally. So like the Chicago police like hit him with a bill of $130,000 for like time wasted. And like Jussie's parodied and memed everywhere. Like there were major memes. I'm not gonna lie, this was a really weird time because a lot of like homophobic people use this as,
Yes.
I saw a lot of like homophobic tweets from like black men. And it was unfortunate that like it was
because
difficult.
that's not why. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he, like, two things can be true. Like he can be gay and he can be wrong.
Exactly.
And like him being wrong, that doesn't mean that you should now attack the fact that he's gay. Do you get what I
Okay.
mean? Like he just happens
Yeah.
to also be gay as well as being wrong.
Yeah.
But you can tell the homophobes were just waiting.
They were just
waiting
They were like
for
one
a
like
chance to be like,
one like,
homophobic.
and they liked it themselves.
Yeah.
So Jussie's dropped from Empire, and I googled how he was dropped. So for those who stopped watching the show at this point, because I had, basically Gabore Sidibore, so the girl that plays Precious, I don't know if I pronounced her name right, but if you remember, she's in that show. She basically tells like, it was like literally one line where they say he ran off to London, and that was it. So he just disappeared. And it was like he wasn't in for the last 2 episodes. You might as well have just left him in. Like, what the fuck was the point? And like your show wasn't even
crazy.
popping anyway, so it wasn't going to be like a big political thing that he was still
Exactly. It's like it's not anyone's watching it to be like, oh, what happened to Jussie?
That show is cursed though, because even the other son, like he has had some funny business with the law as well.
The one with the high top,
Yeah.
or the light skinned one married to that Grace person?
No, the one with the high top.
What happened to him?
I think he was like, he beat his girlfriend and then some other weird shit as well. Yeah.
That show was just going to hell.
Yeah,
in a
it's
handbasket.
how the light skinned one, he's just weird. I mean, him and his wife, they're not weird, but like they're like overly wholesome.
But they're married, right?
Yeah.
Is her real name Grace or something with the short hair?
Yeah. They're just overly...
And the light skinned one, he's the one that looks like Devon Franklin, isn't it?
Yeah, that was another thing. So
Okay.
they're overly wholesome, and like they had that weird like, oh, look at us, like our husbands look the same. Like, are you not swinging or what? Like, it's weird. Yeah. So Jussie goes to, so the prosecutor decides to bring charges to him once again. They're like, no, you know what, we will. They wanted to prosecute this black man to the fullest extent of the law. And then police officers
For wasting
who
police
are
time.
killing like blood on the streets, fresh on the streets, are walking around scot free. They are
But you
even
know-
making
but
it
you
their
know, it was-
personality. Look at Zimmerman. Are you fucking kidding me?
Do you know what it is for me? Yeah, it was that cool. I hear it. Yeah, I understand wanting to charge him for wasting police time. I understand that, and I'm not saying that he should run free. Yeah, but we then need to keep the same energy for everyone who wastes the police time. Like these women who just call the police because they feel threatened, although even though there was no need to feel threatened, they feel threatened. Or someone is selling lemonade, or a black person is minding their black business and they are offended for some reason. Then we need to keep that same energy, because when the police is being called for them, we need to find them $130,000. We need Empire to drop them from the show, and we need 6 more charges brought to all these people. Because it's like, I'm not even saying that, oh, don't charge Jussie because you don't charge them. No, let's charge everyone.
Everybody.
If you're wasting police time, then let's
Maintain
everybody catch a charge.
the energy. That's what.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just maintain the energy. Then, like, so you've shown us that you can actually do it when
Like,
it's a
what
black
even
man.
came of the woman who lied against Emmett Till? Nothing.
She had children. Who had children?
Isn't she dead? Like, she
And
died a
so
very
they-
peaceful death. Like, I'm sorry. And if she's not dead, well, there we go. But like, either way, like, and it's Jussie you lots have all this energy for. Just
And the thing is, even in that situation, somebody died as a result of you lying and also wasting police time.
Yeah.
In Jussie's case, yeah, you wasted police time and it's very embarrassing for him. But like, other than that, what other harm was harmed?
Literally.
Like,
So he gets a new trial date of November 2021 on 6 counts of lying to the police, and his lawyers say the brothers were homophobic and concocted this attack. So basically they go through the angle of saying that the brothers planned the attack and Jussie knew nothing about it. The defense says he concocted this after receiving a threat that nobody was taking seriously, and his career was on the decline. So Jussie is found guilty on all 6 counts, and like he really was out in the court. Like, it's really embarrassing. Like,
Can we go back real quick before we get to the juicy bit?
Yeah.
So basically, they find this check that he wrote to the brothers. Did you say that bit? So he
Oh,
paid
yeah,
them
yeah,
three
yeah,
point.
no.
He paid them $3.5K, so $3,500, yeah, which they assume the prosecution are like, yeah, obviously you paid them to attack you to do this whole thing, and he was like, oh no, it was for personal training. That I was like, you actually cannot prove that money was for. Do you know what I mean? And I think he lied, didn't it? But given that piece of evidence, you can't actually prove that he paid them for that. Like, we know he gave them the $100 to buy the stuff, but maybe the 3.5K was actually for personal training. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, go on. This
he starts
wonderful
shouting
part.
in the courtroom, and it's really embarrassing. And he's like, I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. I do not want to die. Your Honor, I respect your decision. The jury, I respect your decision. I am not suicidal. He goes on about leaning into black people's blood and all, like, he has this whole principled speech. Yeah, it's a lot. It's really a lot.
Doing a lot.
And all that shouting to only have to serve 1 week of your sentence, hun.
Fam, it's even less than a week. They give him 150 days in jail, yeah. He starts his whole I'm not suicidal rant, yeah. He says less than a week.
Yeah.
Less than a week. I've had holidays longer than that.
Fam, he's fined over 140K. And then basically, even after being released, the lawyers are still continuing to fight on his conviction so that it can be overturned and he can be innocent. The narrator says, this is how the documentary ends, and it's really funny.
But for now, he's known as the man whose attempts to win sympathy for himself and his community backfired in the most embarrassingly public way.
Backfired in the most embarrassingly public way.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that is the end.
It's actually a very ridiculous something.
Yeah. I mean,
So
actually,
now that we've gone through it,
Yeah, I was about to say, now that I've gone through it, I do think he lied.
100% he lied.
But
The thing is, it doesn't make sense why he lied, yeah?
Yeah.
But the truth doesn't always make sense. Do you know what I
agree.
mean?
Yeah.
But he 100% lied. But now it's time for
The real crime, I think, was the beard.
our segment where we focus on something during the documentary that may not be criminal, but we definitely consider to be a crime. I have like 3. Have you got any?
Yeah, I've got one. So the jumper he was wearing when they came to find him, I would have beaten him up on the street based on that jumper. Like, so when I saw that jumper, I was like, Jussie, like, you were kind of asking for it. That jumper was very, you remember in college when it was winter, it's the kind of jumper that guys would wear. Do you remember that those kind of jumpers with the side buttons? Like, yeah, Jussie, like, based off of that jumper alone, like, even though you concocted this thing, you were lucky you didn't get beaten up for real. Like,
Yeah,
that jumper.
because even if you were my friend and you paid me, like, if I saw you in that jumper, okay, now I'm punching for real.
Yeah, I am really punching.
I'm punching to kill.
Yeah, like, you are dying. You will not live to tell this tale.
You're gonna die today.
Literally.
So my first one was the fact that he was writing a check in 2019. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, no bank transfer, no Monzo. Why are you writing checks in 2019?
I didn't even think.
Does that make sense to anybody?
Do you know what it does to me? Because my mum still writes checks.
Yeah, but
The
how
other
old is your
day
mum
she
and how
was
old is
go-
Jussie?
Okay. The other day we were going somewhere, she was like, oh, should I get the checkbook? And I was like, get the checkbook for fucking what? Like, who? Like,
Balancing checkbooks in 2019.
Literally, they gave me a check for my. Was it my 25th? Yeah, they gave me a check for my 25th. And that
was not that long ago.
Right. I will not say how many years
It's
ago.
because they didn't want you to cash it. That's why.
Yeah, I will say how many years ago. It was like 4 years ago, right? And then I found this check when I was redoing my room, which was 2 years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I've got this check. And then mum's like, oh, it's expired, right? And I was like, okay, just give me the cash. But then I say all this to say, right, why the fuck did you give me a check? Like, this
It doesn't make any sense.
like that. I feel like when people give you a check, they don't actually want you to have the money that they give you.
Yeah, of course.
Because
In
I'm not
this,
gonna go
in
and
this
cash
day and
that.
age. But then I don't know if, like, in America maybe it's different, because I remember when I went to New York in 2019, yeah, and like they didn't have contactless payments. I don't know if they have it now, but like I took out my card to pay and I was just like, where do I tap it? And they were like you gotta put your pin in. I was like, what do you mean put my pin in? Do I even know my pin anymore?
No, I'm sure they have Apple Pay and shit.
I hope so,
I would like to.
because they didn't have contactless back when I was there.
Them people.
So when I saw the check, I said, oh, maybe this is just a case of like, and bank transfer for them is weird. That's why they always have like Cash App and that,
I
right?
guess, yeah.
Because I would just take your bank details and send you money
Yeah.
or Monzo.
Yeah.
which is weird. So my second crime was keeping the rope on his neck. I thought that was such strange behavior. So wait, no, but think about it play by play, yeah. So I'm attacked on the street, yeah.
I walk
They
home.
put a rope on my neck trying to lynch me, yeah. I walk home. I get home. I stay home. I call the police. I wait for the police to come here.
And you
they
didn't call
come.
the police immediately, apparently. So you're just walking around with this
Exactly.
thing on your neck.
Thank you. And so not only that, he didn't even take off. The policeman was like, "Oh, don't you want to like take that off?" And then he was like, "I just wanted y'all to see it." Okay, we've seen it. If you took a picture, we would have seen it. Video, we would have seen it. So why were you walking around?
That was crazy.
And probably the most heinous crime of this whole thing. Why the fuck were you going Subway at 2 a.m? I don't understand.
That within itself was a red flag. I'm surprised the police needed to do any more digging. Like,
Any more
what
than that?
are you doing at
Subway at 2 a.m?
all? What more at 2 a.m? Like, you
No
cannot
one
be
is in Subway at 2
hungry.
a.m. besides the workers.
Fam, you cannot be hungry for Subway at 2 a.m. Like, you actually
For
can't be like, I'm
Subway.
craving Subway.
He was
at
like,
2
no,
a.m.
nowhere else was open. Okay, well then you don't eat that night.
Yeah.
You go to sleep.
You go to sleep. Like, I've never known somebody who has died overnight from hunger. Like, I'm not saying people hungry, but I've never known.
I don't know.
So you would have survived. Like,
Do you know what episode I watched of The Office when Michael was like to Pam, like, don't lie to me. Like, have I ever lied to you? And then she's like, yes. And she's like, I just don't want you to.
oh my god, guys, nah, this is ridiculous.
But yeah, no, that was just, that whole fucking story is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, literally was like, nah, like this nigga fucking lied.
On another note, he has a boyfriend now, Black Love.
Oh, does he? Okay, that's nice for him.
Black dude. I'm really happy for him.
Yeah,
because
I'm
like
happy
at the
for
end
him.
of the day, for you to do this, you've got to be going through some things. So
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? Like,
We need to be kind. Hashtag
yeah,
be kind.
at the core of this, for somebody to be able to do this, they're going through
Something
something.
is awry.
Yeah. So I hope he's
Yeah.
all right. I really do. I really do.
I really want him to like come out one day and be like, haha, it was a lie.
method acting.
The thing is, he was doing so many interviews. Like, even the one, it was when he was doing the IG live with like that Mark Lamont Hill, is that his name?
Yeah.
That black guy, yeah. That's when Cliff was like, oh, you know, he was talking about the black movement, and he does his fist like this, and I was like, nah, you're taking a piss, Cliff.
He needs to go to
You're
the
taking
bin.
a
Like,
fucking piss.
all of them.
If you don't put your fucking fist down right now.
Literally. Sorry, guys. My mum is typing away like a typing man. So if you hear that in the background, there we go.
Yeah, but yeah, what are we doing next?
You tell
Next,
us.
we're doing this influencer of Soho.
Ooh.
I take issue with the name of the documentary. I can tell you from now that's going to be my
I
my
have
crime.
no clue what it's about. I'm sure we've discussed
So,
it.
have
but-
you watched The Inventor?
No.
It's a series. It's like a drama series on Netflix about this woman called Anna Delvey who basically lies. Oh, more lies, more fraud.
We've talked about this.
Yeah. So I watched it actually, and then I watched this, and I think the show is very accurate. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I'll play the trailer at the end, and then we will see you next week, I guess. Oh, socials. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at 2girls1doc, on TikTok at 2girls1doc podcast. Follow us everywhere, share and all that fun stuff. You can also like email us 2girls1doc@gmail.com. Any requests, any documentaries you want us to do, anything like that, then just like let us know, get in touch.
Let a nigga know.
Or leave us a review, Apple, Spotify, whatever. We're on like all, like wherever you can get podcasts, we're there. So, you know.
I think my
Find
mum is
us.
watching that show where it's like old white ladies get catfished by like Nigerian men for lots of
What,
money.
old white ladies?
Like get catfished for Nigerian men for lots of money. I've been
my
like trying to
goodness.
suss what she's watching and I just realised that was it.
Not catfish for money.
Yeah.
And people are still getting scammed by Nigerians.
Yeah. Sometimes like I'm just like, am I in the wrong line of work?
Yeah.
But yeah. Alright guys.
Right, till next time.
Bye.
Bye.
It's pretty clear to everybody you've dealt with that there is no money, that you're no German heiress. Were you living a lie?
Anna's story is a story that actually novels are made of.
A globe-trotting life of glitz and glamour for one woman masquerading as an heiress.
She woke up one morning and she decided to be somebody else.
somebody must have started the idea that she was an heiress. And who would have started that besides Anna?
It was the Kardashian lifestyle. The wannabe socialite becomes a tabloid sensation.
I certainly wish I had never met her.
Rachel fell hook, line, and sinker for the narrative that she was in line to inherit tens of millions of dollars.
She owed me more money than I made in a year.
So pay me my money. This was really high drama, seeing these two women coming face to face together in a courtroom.
Many people see you as the ultimate scammer. Are you scamming us?
Do you feel scammed?
Pay me my money.
So basically, Smollett claims that he's walking home and he's attacked. But
It's okay.
Yeah, nonetheless, Carrie Danes basically says, so she's a forensic psychologist. We'll just wait for her to say. No, we're recording still, so. Okay. So, the defense say he. The defense says he. The defense says he can tuck. The defense. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
The defense.